6, Boomer and Carton on the Fan. I wish it was under different circumstances, but I am pleased to welcome in the police commissioner of the NYPD, Mr. James O'Neill, who was kind enough to join us for a few moments today as we lost a legitimate hero to a heart attack 30 years after he was wounded on duty. That, of course, was Stephen McDonald. Commissioner O'Neill, it's Boomer and Craig. Thank you for giving us a few moments today. Appreciate it.
Hey, good morning, Craig. Good morning, Boomer. How you guys doing?
We're doing okay, Jim. And I know yesterday you spent time with his family over there at North Shore Hospital. I know today is the funeral mass, and as Stephen will be laid to rest, he's going to be, the mass is going to be over at St. Agnes and Rockville Center. It just put in perspective who Stephen McDonald ultimately became to be for the NYPD as an ambassador, and what the loss of Stephen McDonald means to the men and women who wear the blue uniform.
Hey, Boomer. Yeah, actually the wake is today and tomorrow out in Rockville Center, and the mass is on Friday morning.
Oh, Friday morning. Okay.
Manhattan. Yeah. Stephen was an institution at the NYPD. He represents who we are and what we all aspire to be. He's a young man that was shot 30 years ago. Could have given up, but he didn't. He lived for 30 years, and he didn't stop. He never stopped working. Still an active member of the NYPD. He went out almost every day speaking to young men and women at the precincts, the transit districts, the PSAs, church groups, schools, and just talking about peace and his faith and forgiveness. One of the great acts of his life was he forgave the young man that shot him so many years ago.
You know, it's amazing the example that he set, especially with where, he found a place in his heart to forgive this young man. How did that come about, Jim? And what does that mean for everyone in the NYPD, and what kind of example does that set?
It sends a great message to all of us. I think Stephen was a man of faith even before he got shot, and I think he came to realize very quickly that if he continued to be angry, he continued to not forgive this young man, I think that would have shortened his life considerably. So he knew that the anger would just destroy him, so he needed to let that go, and he had faith in God, and I think that's what kept Stephen going for so many years.
I know you love the great sport of hockey as much as I do, and Stephen was the ultimate Ranger fan and lived for the New York Rangers, and his love and his passion for that particular organization. Can you let people know just how passionate he was about that?
Yeah, I thought I was probably one of the biggest Ranger fans, but Stephen definitely was a much bigger fan than I am. The Rangers actually paid him a really nice tribute. They made a short video about him and his family and what the Rangers mean to him, but probably more important, what he meant to the Rangers. They have the Stephen McDonald Extra Effort Award that they give out every year, and he was that really gave him a sense of honor to have that award named after him. He was a hardworking guy that never gave up, and I think that's what he means to all of us. Just continue to do what you do. Why did you come on the job? Why did you become a cop? You came on the job to make a difference, to lead a life of significance, and Stephen really did. He's a true inspiration.
It's amazing. His grandfather was an NYPD officer. His father was, and his son was as well. So four generations
right.
of McDonald's have proudly worn the uniform and the badge and try to protect our city. And it's just a good reminder of the sacrifice that you guys, men and women of the NYPD, make on our behalf. And like Boomer and I always say, all the nonsense out there, the negative rhetoric, someone calls 911, you guys answer the call and always show up. And it's a reminder to everyone out there that, this as a young man, his life was changed and altered negatively forever. He dealt with it with great class and grace, and will be buried with the hero's honors that he deserves and his family deserves as well. So I appreciate you coming on today to honor Detective McDonald and his family. And I would say to you, like we say to you guys all the time, a lot more people appreciate what you guys do and have your back than don't. And we appreciate what you do, and we thank you for that considerably.
All right, thank you, guys. I'll see you soon. Talk to you soon.
All right, Jim, thanks so much.
James O'Neill, of course.
Not an easy day for the NYPD yesterday, and certainly today we are a lesser, for the loss of
I couldn't
of Steve
forgive,
McDonald.
by the way. I don't have it in
I know
me.
that's the interesting thing
remarkable
about the
thing
story,
about it.
and he was very open about that.
Like, I don't forgive people for little things. I couldn't.
It's kind of obvious.
Tremendous how there are people put in that position that have the ability to forgive. And
Well, you know what it is. You heard the commissioner say it. Stephen was a man of considerable Catholic faith.
Yeah,
And there's strength in that. And there's strength in that in times of trouble. And I'm sure when he was laying there on his deathbed initially, and then was able to overcome the initial stuff that happened to him, he found it in his heart some way to be able to forgive the guy who shot him 3 different times.